yeah.
So what's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? Y'all already know what it is. It's Wink Wednesday. You know we got Wink in the mix. Third Coast TV Sport. What is Third Coast TV 2 now?
Oh, yeah, this one is just welcome to Third Coast. I just put the two at the end just to let it know that it's the second page or whatever. So for everybody who's not subscribed to this channel, y'all go ahead, y'all hit that subscribe button. I saw Wise Citizens and a few others, D Money and a few other people. You know what I'm saying? To hit the subscribe button. Over the last couple of days, I appreciate y'all following through. I was gonna end up doing like a little live stream that y'all on there, but when I verified the page, I don't know what the hell it is that's not allowing the little blue icon to come to pop up so that I can do live videos on that damn page. Just like on my main page, it has the live icon, and on this page, it's not showing up for some reason. And I went through all the bullshit, but I appreciate it, King Folk and everybody in the chat. Shout out to all y'all boys for turning in the Wink Wednesdays along with Ed Honcho, and we're gonna go ahead and get y'all another good show.
Already. Let me go ahead and get some of this stuff right. I see everybody want their sauce, so we got King Folker. Titans up, man. You been cool. It's just that name be bothered, man. But you cool in my
Titans
book.
up, he subscribed, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to you,
yeah.
man.
He cool
Killer
in my book.
Boys and Christian and everybody who in the chat, Houston Texans, who everybody in the chat who's saying what's up to all y'all.
Yeah.
Sports React, you too.
Already. Let me go ahead and, like I said, get y'all a little sauce going. But like I said, there's a couple of things we can talk about going on. We didn't have some firings. We didn't had some possible hirings. Like I said, I haven't heard too much news on certain fronts, but we definitely gonna dive in a little bit there. We can dive in some of the Rockets. They winning right now. Hopefully they don't pull another stunt like they been pulling the last few games, letting motherfuckers get back in the mix. Like I said, when I last checked, they was up by I think 12 or so. I'm not sure what it is right now. Let me make sure everybody got their flavor ready and all that. So like I said, we got plenty that we're gonna dive into, and like I say, I'm sure Mr. Third Coach got a few things that he gonna want to add to the mix. Some
Oh
things that
yeah.
we're gonna touch on. So let me see who had these first five. Folk Titans up, Savage, Houston Texans. Okay. Um,
John Bryant, what's good, bro? And what's good to Jack Triple Three's company, man? Appreciate you coming through the stream. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for Honcho, man, so we can make sure his algorithms
yeah,
don't
yeah,
go bad.
yeah.
Because you know how your YouTube be on the
Yeah, that
algorithm
would,
type shit. And Tenny, what's good?
yeah, whatever. I'm telling you, in the mix, what's the motherfucking
Yeah, I
deal?
see you in here.
Yeah, that motherfucking algorithm. I don't even know what the fuck that shit mean. That's just an
Yeah, that's
excuse
just some
to
bullshit.
that shit that wild. But like I say, man, all right, so let's get into the thing everybody want to talk about the most, and that's the Texans, what's going on, these changes that are happening, the GM search especially. So what feelings do you have right now on the candidates that they have at GM? I know that it was Jimmy Ray, I think the Nick Casario or something like that from the Patriots, and then they
Right.
had Brian Gain, who was a former guy who
Hmm.
used to be with the Texans, and a possibility of bringing him back in. So how do you feel about those candidates that are available now? Is there somebody else that you would see be more interesting, or what are your thoughts on that?
Man, I see go Brian. I see this what Tenny talking about in the damn chat talking about go Brian. Whatever the fuck that means. I guess he want him to go like I wanted him to, but the only reason he gonna be able to stay on this squad is because of Watson. We already got that established.
Yeah,
And Jeremiah, what's good, bro? Um GM is a much harder search than it is fucking coaching.
yeah,
Like coaches, bro. Like we coaches are hard enough to find. Good players are hard enough to find. GMs are even harder to find.
yeah,
Like we talking about winning GMs they all at the best franchises. Those are the best GMs, and they always have constant, good records, and they always in playoff contention and have Super Bowl aspirations every year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the only playoff team over the last 6 7 years who didn't reach the playoffs this year, who just fired their GM was Ted York and Green Bay. And from my understanding, he been needing to go
yeah,
because him and Aaron Rodgers butt heads, every single year because he not adding any serious pieces to the defense or the offense, so they can get over the hump. But in terms of Rick's situation, man, I pray for that man. I hope him and his wife and everything recover. You know what I'm saying? Not when initially heard the press conference that he had a couple days ago. I didn't take it like a lot of dudes is taking it on Radio 610. Like Cody, that fat ass. I don't know. He takes everything out of fucking context, and
Yeah.
he kept rambling on too much about like this man's wife having like, oh, we're not wishing cancer and
Yeah.
this and that. Like he kept talking about the cancer. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, that's like already a given. What's understood don't need to be said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was it kind of threw me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a little bit too adamant about that. Because, but at the end of the day, he wanted to just judge the performance. Where at the end of the day, I mean, I can look at it like this: 5 of the last 7 seasons, this man that gave y'all playoff contention. He didn't gave y'all, coaches didn't put us in some positions where, they didn't have players ready. The GM don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? I will give him some criticism in terms of letting some offensive linemen and, defensive players walk when they could have been added to this team to bolster the roster because how depleted it was this year. But um, in terms of the guys that they even say who could even be gone, Brian Gain being along with Bill O'Brien, who's to say that that's a good thing? It may be a good thing for Bill O'Brien,
Yeah.
but it may not be a good thing for the Texans organization, and that needs to be said.
Yeah, well, see, the move they say they want the direction they saying they want to go in. From what I've been hearing, the shit I've been coming across is that they want to give Bill O'Brien more leverage. They want to give him somebody who's going to work hand in hand with him. To bring in the things that he wants, not necessarily just giving him the all the reins, but letting him have some say so, a little bit more input in the mix. So like I said, if that's the case, with them having some experience, I'm wondering if that's the direction they're going to end up finally going. I know they got permission to talk with him.
From what it sounded like to me, Honcho, it sounded like, man, he just want to flex his fucking muscles, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me. He want to use his tough guy Boston attitude. You know what I'm saying? To flex on dudes like he out here, like he been out here, like he been evaluating talent. Well, let's just say the side of the talent that you have ain't even fully developed. You know what I'm saying? We got players on this roster that's been on your side of the roster for 4 years, like CJ Fedorowicz and Tom Savage, and you gonna get all the credit for picking the dudes because those are your type of guys. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get no credit from me from failing at your job and not getting it done and being mediocre. And people love to chalk up and be like, man, he's got 9-7 records. Like that's something to be proud of. Like 9-7 ain't live. In
See,
what
my
world
thing
is
is
nine
though,
and seven live?
but see, my thing is, what has he had? Like I said, you look at the guys that he had with them 9-7 teams. Where are they at currently right now in the league? That's my one
On
stance with
other
Bob,
rosters.
huh?
On other
But
rosters.
doing what? They not doing. They not playing. These motherfuckers who got starting time with us, and he made that shit translate into some. They on them other rosters. Them motherfucker with Hoyer, he was on what? He started out on San Francisco this year, didn't he? And
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. He started out. He started off, and now that's Jimmy Garoppolo job. Now you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying. I know we had a lot of stopgap guys come through here. I mean, I'm not. But the fact that he thought that these dudes had serious talent, like dudes, they didn't need to be shitted on. Is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because when we talk about this, we have to give. I can't no longer give him the benefit of the doubt of not being able to truly evaluate players and let good players go on rosters. You know what I'm saying? When we clearly need the help in certain sides of the on certain sides of the football field, as we clearly see on the offensive line and the defensive backfield, just from a talent perspective. And that shit hurt to see them boys playing like they get burnt like that on a
Oh man.
weekly basis and can't even play simple coverage like cover two. Cover two is easy. You
But,
know what I'm saying? Cover
but
two is fuck, bro. You done play football, bro. Cover
yeah,
two is easy.
yeah.
The
But
line is the ones who's doing all the serious work, getting the pressure.
yeah, but
You
that's what I'm
know.
saying. It's just it just seemed like I mean that's my thing is just the secondary situation, and some of the guys that we have had here that have gone, and I'm not even just specifically saying like Bouye, we've had other
Uh-huh.
guys go other places that were decent, what I'm saying? We let walk. I know people are big fans of Demps and back in the Gap Quinn and shit like that, but
Yeah, I
um,
like them guys too.
yeah, and so I mean, so certain guys like that, and I'm not gonna knock because he did pull that move whenever he did. He brought J. Joe in. I still give him credit for that, and Danielle Manning when Daniel Manning was balling for a little bit. But it just seems like it's been a while. Like the Kevin Johnson, and I can't talk shit about Kevin Johnson because I was high on Kevin Johnson myself. You know what I'm saying? I thought
We
that he was
all
gonna
were,
do
man.
something, and he
Don't
just
feel bad because
yeah,
I was with you too,
yeah,
bro. I was on that, man. I had to use some crow on NFL podcast the other day when I got called out for calling out for saying that Kevin Johnson was gonna cover up Boye this year being gone, which I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly thought, especially what
Yeah.
I saw from him before he went down from injury last year.
Yeah.
So what was I to think? You know what I'm saying? I know what I saw on tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just, and you can kind of take certain people's ears. They worried for certain specific players, and you look into them. But I mean, at first, Nelson was looking pretty good. Then we saw him in the preseason. I was like, he's not that good.
Yeah.
And then it was just like Denzel Rice. I was like, that's who the fuck y'all needed to be talking about at Deku,
Yeah.
not getting the. And you see, it's shit like dudes on the roster. We already have good dudes on the roster, and they won't even get no fucking playing time. That's a coaching decision,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
and
choice.
and that's what I hate about Bill O'Brien. He puts people in positions that, like, especially with the coaching staff, because that's what I really wanted to venture off into this shit because you hire these people, and at the end of the day, it's always a revolving door with coaches. Why is it that no year that Bill O'Brien has been the head coach of this organization, no coach has pretty much stayed at their position throughout his tenure? Explain to me why he can point the blame and act like, oh, shit isn't all that. But nigga, you don't even believe in your coaching staff like that. You know your coaching staff is trash, and there's too much nepotism out here. So he's only gonna hire his homeboys and not dudes who won't be able to get the job done. And that's what fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, now I can see that definitely start trying to reach outside of expatriates and then motherfuckers that you fuck
Yeah,
with in
I'm
the
sick
Patriots
of it.
organization. I could definitely see that because I was talking about that the other day. How this whole the patriotism, and I'm not talking about the love for
Yeah,
your nation, the patriotism, acting like the Patriots shit. That shit is
yeah.
kind of starting to get on my nerves. We're not going to be the Patriot South. I don't feel like that's going to be the thing that we're going to be able to come. We're gonna have to change some things up. I don't know, if giving him more power is going to be a good thing in the long run or a bad thing. I think that, but
You know what? I want him to have all the fucking power he wants, so he can fall flat on his motherfucking face.
why you
That's
want
what
this
I
man
want.
to
I
fall flat
want
on his
him to
face,
show
man?
everybody that he's a mediocre, low level. He can't do it without Bill Belichick talent. Yeah, he gonna be able to call plays and look good with Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson is executing. Execution is a big part of the game plan. And hey,
Man,
shout out to you, Unique. I see you. And hey, man, a lot of people feel the same way that I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm saying? It's
man,
just that we got to be the ones to say it because the media they too soft out here. And at the end of the day, they care too much about what these dudes think, and they care. They value their credentials about this abysmal football team, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And I can't take it.
yeah. Like I say, man, like I said, but we disagree on the Bob. I think Bob was put in a situation where I'm not saying it was unfair to him. He could have succeeded and done a few more things. Uh, a little bit better than what he did. But like I say, with him having the access to all the shit that he wants, but he's in a position, like I say, you either go sink or you go motherfucking float. You know what I'm saying? So if he don't
Yeah,
succeed, if he don't come, especially with this fucking schedule that we have, if he don't come with at least I'm saying at least 11 wins out this bitch, because
yeah.
if we remain healthy, I don't see why any reason why we shouldn't. Because I mean, shit, we going against, I mean, fucking you going against the last place schedule. And I mean, if you look at who we coming up against, I mean, we should be able to compete with all these guys, even with the talent that we have now.
You know
Um,
what? Honcho, I gotta say this. This
yeah,
will be the second time in 5 years. If he don't end up getting 10+ wins this season, this will be the second time in 5 years that we didn't have a 4-place schedule and he didn't get over 10 wins. Because the first season he got here, we should have got like 10 wins,
I
honestly.
mean, but
But we didn't. And
I ain't gonna
shout
give
out
him
to
that
you,
first one.
Unique.
I ain't gonna give him that first season. That's a rookie head coach. Your first year, everybody got there's a learning curve coming from college, coming to, you know what I'm saying, taking the reins on the NFL team. You know what I'm saying. I think he had some bumps and bruises, some things he had to learn. I know some of these things he still hasn't quite learned. But like I say, all the shit with the tension. Like I
Nope.
say, all those extra stories and all those things that have been coming out. None of that stuff is any longer an excuse. No more Rick Smith is this, that, and the
Oh
third.
yeah,
And they
that's what
say,
I want.
and
That's what
so
I'm so sick of him taking the blame for every damn thing. And Clayton Yeary, no, the fucking O'Brien is not no top 10 coach, bro. What are you? What football are you looking at? And Tenny, you say Wink, you doubt Wink. Come and watch this glorious next season. I mean, it should look a hell of a lot better next season.
yeah.
And I'm gonna give everybody a clean slate. I'm giving Bill O'Brien a clean slate. You hearing it today on what, January 3rd or 4th,
The dirty
that
third.
I'm giving this man a clean slate, and we're gonna see what he can really do when he has this so-called power, that he claims he needs when he ain't deserved shit that he's asking for. This man is not done. What? Okay, if he was so good of a coach, then how the fuck can't he beat the team over 500? Not one, except for Cincinnati a couple of years ago. Like, are you serious? Come on, man. Like, this dude sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he feasts on the AFC South every year. Yeah, he can do that. He couldn't even do that
Oh
this year
man, but see the
for
AFC,
obvious
AFC
reasons.
South strong this year, so we gonna see what he do.
Exactly.
Um,
But
but like I said, I say about not having no picks. But even with no picks, man, I really don't see that. And here's my thing: I don't see us sliding back into the first. I could possibly see us getting the second round if depending on who comes in, and they're gonna have to do some real finagling. But I'm not counting on moving up into no earlier rounds. So like I say, I know people are on that and talking about that. I say until that's a fact, until that actually happens, let's not count that as a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Because then we just gonna be doing a lot of hoping and speculating. So you got to start evaluating, third round talent and below. I know a lot of people talk about the Fitzpatrick kid and all that stuff. We can get those hopes out of our mind as of right now because, like I said, unless we finesse the Browns back into some action, that's not gonna happen. So like I
yeah,
say,
I
but
mean, who knows?
man, I'm just saying, I'm not high on. I'm kind of like I say, I don't know. It could happen. Like anything can happen, but I think we'd have to give up too much to be doing that.
John Bryan is saying he took you to the playoffs. No, the defense took us to the playoffs. So don't misquote that. Romeo Cornell took us to the playoffs. If you're gonna sit here and say that a Bill O'Brien offense took you to the playoffs, come on, bro. You smoking that good shit that I need. Tenny, if
But
uh if Bill show up, bro, I'm gonna give him my card, bro. I'm a man, bro. I'm gonna give this man his card if he do what the fuck he's supposed to be doing as an NFL head coach, and you can't execute without coaching Bill O'Brien, bro. At the end of the day, who's executing on the field? Because the players play, coaches coach.
yeah,
I
but I
will give
mean,
you the
you
benefit
still
of
got to
the
have that
doubt
man
that
put him in position though, man. You got to have that
yeah,
man
he,
put him.
he he did. He did, and I give him his justice for making a new, because let's put it this way: the Deshaun Watson offense
Yeah.
is better than any offense that he ever could have come
Oh
up with
yeah,
on his
yeah,
own, because we
absolutely.
obviously know his don't work. So his offense didn't work until Deshaun Watson arrived, and he had to change some shit around and throw that shit completely out of the window and flushed it down. You know, whoever toilet needed to be flushed down, bro, because his scheme was not good before
But
Deshaun
here's
Watson
my
got
thing.
there.
Like I said, but Deshaun Watson was the first real quarterback that we had. If we would have had
True,
another real
true.
example to compare it to, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I honestly feel like that last year move 17, the suffering through 17. I feel like that was a Rick Smith move. You know what I'm saying? And you can't.
Nah, I can't put that all on him. I can't. We can't. You can't clearly put that on him. True enough, yeah, he had to pull the trigger with the contract, which wasn't really no good contract. But at the end of the day, we can't sit here and act like, oh, Brock, because if that was the case, then why? If he felt like that, if he knew this nigga couldn't play, then why in the fuck wasn't Savage on the field? Now you explain that.
Shit, I feel like that's where some of that tension came from because you done gave this motherfucker so much money. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like he was pressured initially into playing Brock. And I didn't even want to say that motherfucking name. But I felt like he was initially pressured into playing because they didn't gave him so much money. Give him a chance, let him develop. And then I think when he had the opportunity, Savage got dinged up. And, Brock ended up getting back into action. And and I give him credit, he played well that when he got back in against in the game, but he just shit. Whenever it was Fuller was dropping, and who else dropped a good pass? There was CJ dropped one. So
Hmm.
I'll give 17 that. But you look at what he's done. I mean, that motherfucker went to the Browns and couldn't beat out Kaiser and Hogan. You know what I'm saying? This is what you bringing this man to work. We saw what Savage was. So even if that would have happened, that would have been a whole nother disaster. So I mean, like I say, basically I'm not saying that the BOB offense does or doesn't work. I don't feel like he's had the right people in there to execute. Of course, you've had Hopkins doing what he's been doing and making shit look like something because he's that good. But the motherfuckers that's been executing, I don't feel like are adequate enough. But then you do have the Deshaun factor, and he's a fucking X factor because he takes the game to a whole nother level. So if you put him anywhere, he's going to execute and do great things. So it's kind of hard to gauge how much credit do you really give Bill O'Brien for what Deshaun Watson had did.
I give him 90% of the credit. I give, and the reason why I only give him 90 is because you may have put that man on the field and he worked on his own. It ain't no shadow of a doubt in my mind that Deshaun Watson did everything he could to work. And it ain't about me liking Bill O'Brien. I'm only going by what this man has shown me. I don't know him personally. I see y'all what y'all saying in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't really phase me. At the end of the day, yeah, I had some other options. I'm not gonna talk about that right now because I just want to make this quick point. The good teams replace dudes regardless. Talent is what matters on the football field, not contracts. Case in point, Russell Wilson is a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Matt Flynn just got a big ass contract from just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Matt Flynn's supposed to be the starter, and guess what? This man come in and take his motherfucking job, and Matt Flynn ain't been heard of since when he was playing on the Raiders years ago. This is what's supposed to happen. Talent is supposed to supersede any rationality that these coaches are supposed to have, and at the end of the day, this dude lets dudes play on the field entirely too long and get too many reps when other dudes are on the fucking field that can outplay them. And that's my problem. So since Texans Nation got they questioning Wink on his opinion and why he don't like Bill O'Brien, that's the main reason why I don't like Bill O'Brien. And another reason, we're not going to sit here and act like game management has just now started this year. I'm going to give you a prime example of when the fucking shit really started. Week 5, 2014, when we played against motherfucking the Cowboys, and Arian Foster was killing the fuck out of these dudes, and he gonna punt the ball away when he could have ran that easy ass guy, kept the drive going, drove down the field, and we would have scored. They couldn't stop Hopkins, and they damn sure couldn't stop Arian Foster that game. Y'all remember that game? Yeah, y'all remember that game? You remember how we threw that game away, and then J.J. was in perfect position, but at the end of the day, that's when Dez was Dez.
Yeah.
And Dez just made a phenomenal ass catch and put the game away. So don't give me no shit, because we can go back to the track record. I just pulled out one particular game of where I know the shit started. You know what I'm saying? So don't give me, Bill O'Brien been an elite coach. No, the fuck he ain't. If he was elite, we would be winning playoff games, and we would be having a much better record, and we would have much better talent level across the board if he was solely involved in coaching. Why? If he was really cared about his coaching, then why is this the only season that he's ever been one-on-one with any of his quarterbacks, and in all the other years, he didn't give a fuck about being in his quarterback's face, making sure that they knew this, making sure that they knew that. He was right there with Watson from the very get-go because he loved Watson, he loved his talent. He didn't believe in them other motherfuckers, and he was lying to himself and put a bullshit product on the field, and that's why we've been 9-7 the last 3 years.
But shit, well, can you blame him for not believing in them motherfuckers? If he saw what we saw,
of course
shit.
not.
Huh?
But he lied. But what I have a problem with, Honcho, he lied to himself. When you lie to yourself, bro, you can't be trusted.
But when you don't have any other options, what do? When you got to put something out on that field. You got to try to believe in them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shit, you got to start lying to yourself and just hope you can make it through with the shit that he was working with. You know what I'm saying? But
And Tenny, when we went to overtime, week 5, and against the Cowboys at they stadium, and we was beating their ass with Arian Foster, and the defense was playing lights out that game because Kendrick Lewis and other dudes, and we was fumbling the shit out of DeMarco Murray and all kind of good shit. You remember what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I know what you're saying, Tenny, and I know exactly where you're going, and the O-line shit, I will absolve some of that shit to Rick Smith, because as a GM, he's supposed to be able to keep some talent, but at the end of the day, it wasn't going to be like he was going to be able to keep everybody. So stop acting like we had this absorbent amount of money to pay these dudes over the last couple of years, because that 2014 season, we ain't had that much money. We had like $19 million. The last year was the first year we even had any money. The year that we signed 17 was the only other year that we had any money, serious money to waste in free agency. So, I mean, I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. But yeah, John Brown, I see what you're saying. But that's part of my main point, too. I've never said B.O.B. is elite. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good coach. I think that he's a capable coach. But this is what, listening to these things, and we can both honestly say, because I definitely agree with you on the game management, and there are some other situations with B.O.B. that we can both agree that both these men had points in their careers where they made some significantly bad decisions. that had some impacts long term on this team. Is that something you could agree with? Both Rick and Bob both brought
Absolutely,
their downfalls to this team.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Somewhere it's a disconnect, but hey, who's to say that it wasn't their personnel who they relied on to look at to properly evaluate talent? Because that's not Rick's job,
Yeah.
that's not Bob's job, that's not his job. His job is to coach. Hey, I mean, he got a lot of player, but he ain't in charge of player personnel. That was another dude. That was McCagnon's job before he left to go to the Jets.
Yeah.
That was Brian Gaines' job. So who was to say who was in that factor? And at the end of the day, what does it matter anyway when you don't even have the assistant coaching staff to get these boys right, regardless if you had the talent or not? Now, can we all agree on that?
Yeah, that's definitely been a thing that developing talent, really scouting. So, like I say, man, it's just been inconsistent. And we can all look back. Hindsight is 2020. We can look back at a whole bunch of shit, and we can say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this, that, third, this, that, and that, and we should have had this dude, that dude. But in reality, I mean, all that shit don't matter right now. You know what I'm saying? Rick Smith
Right,
going doing what he doing, and we got to look to the future because we sit here harping on old shit. I mean, it is what it is. We know what
right.
it is. But
That's
now
why
we
I
got,
said I giving
yeah,
him a clean slate. That's
yeah,
exactly why I made that statement.
yeah. So like I say, so looking towards the future, you know what I mean? And we talk, it's going to be definitely hard to pick a GM. It's definitely going to be
Yep.
hard to make some of those decisions. But going in, I know we've talked about free agency. A couple of guys supposed to be getting loose. Is there any new developments that have caught your eye, have caught your interest that is coming up in free agency?
Well, I want to address one comment they asked. They've been wanting to see, my thoughts on how I rate Bill O'Brien. I'm gonna say a 6.5.
Mhm.
I mean, because that's what a 9-7 record.
Yeah,
It's a little over 500. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and give him that half. And then grade him at about a 6.5. He hasn't done anything to warrant any more respect from that. Anybody else grading him any higher, you just don't have any expectations, and that's your you have a right to your opinion. But I'm keeping my eyes out on, man, if Sherman and Bennett leave fucking Seattle, bro. If they leave Seattle and and just people from Texas want to come back home and play the Texas,
yeah,
I think Bennett with Clowney, Merciless, potentially Watt,
yeah,
however that situation works itself out. I know I suggested some things of what I know I would do, but who's to say what this fan base is going to do?
yeah,
But I would definitely. I mean, me personally, I would enjoy the thought of that. I would enjoy the thought of us getting Eric Reed. Um, some sound defensive linemen. I mean, whoever those guys are, as long as they sound veterans and know how to pick up schemes, that have great IQ and have good fundamental technique, and aren't injury prone. That's all I
yeah,
care about.
yeah.
All we need players that can stand, that know how to stay on the field and have a track record of staying on the field. Don't get anybody that's hurt. Don't draft nobody that's hurt. Because we can't afford that. We just can't right now. You give me your take of who you would like.
I see a couple of people talk about Cam, and I see, some people talking about some of those guys from Seattle. My only thing, of course, those guys are telling. We already know, the Legion of Boom and everybody involved in that. If you can get any couple of pieces from that, you making an upgrade. But
Yeah.
my thing is that guys like Ben and guys like Sherman, very outspoken, and so we already know how the mind of McNair is.
We
Um,
need somebody like that.
but
I'm
that's what I
sorry.
exactly. That's what I say. We need some of those guys. I've been saying
We
that. We
need
need
that.
some dogs. We need some motherfuckers who willing to bend the rules. We need some motherfuckers who willing to do that dirty work. You know. But he wants to run this. I don't know what kind of organization or what he's trying to, what kind of picture he's trying to put out there to the public. So I think the chance of getting guys like that may be slim. Unless him and Bill O'Brien and talk some shit out, and you say, "Hey,
Yeah.
look, that's what I'm hoping becomes a benefit of Bill O'Brien receiving more power." Because I've said, it's guys who can play for certain teams, and it just seems like they stay in trouble. But then you see guys, like I said, I mentioned before, that slide to the Patriots, and for some reason, you don't hear shit out of them. You don't hear a peep out of them. You don't hear nothing out
You
of them.
ain't gonna
They
hear
play
shit
they
out of
play
him.
better than ever, and they produce. And then when the Patriots get tired of their motherfucking ass, they kick them to the curb. They go somewhere else, and they back in trouble. They back starting shit. So I'm curious to see if I'm not saying that he's Bill Belichick and not even close. I saw somebody mention that him and Bill Belichick have the same record in their first 4 years. That don't mean
Uh huh.
nothing.
That
Um,
don't mean a goddamn
and
thing because
so
he is not no Bill
yeah,
Belichick.
so we talking
Get that
about
out your head.
some different shit. But
Yeah.
my thing is this: is like I say, if he can wield that power, the players like him. We saw what
Right.
that offense can be. And if
Yes.
we can tighten up the issues on the defense side of the ball, we'll see what's up with Watt. We saw the Watt and Watson video working out I know everybody saw that where
Yeah,
they
I
were
seen that today.
pulling the little deal, the sleds and shit. So I know that puts a lot of hope in stuff in everybody's heart, but let's not get too excited about that either. But guys in free agency, like I said, I'm looking at secondary. I saw people talk about Kyle Fuller. I've seen Tremaine Johnson has been a name a lot of people dropping, but I'm hearing it might be a
I
slim
see people
chance.
talking about Jarvis Landry and that, and Jarvis Landry and T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton ain't no guarantee to stay in no Indianapolis. I
Yeah,
wouldn't, if he touched, man, him, Fuller, Braxton, potentially another big body piece. I
yeah,
think if you're gonna get a big body piece, if we could swing, Jimmy or somebody like that, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But who's to say where this organization is gonna go in terms with the money, in the off season, and especially they got to get these old guys up out of here. They got to get dudes like Cushion up out of here.
yeah.
They got to get JJ up out of here. I honestly feel like they got to get Kareem out of here. He is a detriment unless you're gonna switch this man over to safety
Yeah.
where he can do what he's good at and tackle dudes in
Mm,
space. That's the only thing I rely on him for.
yeah.
Other than that, coverage, fuck that nigga. Like he's an absolute dumpster fire, bro. And like I'm just not. I don't trust him. He's not physical enough. He ain't fast enough. He doesn't have the legs to keep up with dudes like Edelman in the slot.
Yeah.
Forget him covering anybody in the
Yeah.
slot. You could just forget about it. You know what I'm saying, bro? I mean, I don't get it, bro. I don't know how he sleep at night and got the nerve to do that damn thing he do on Fridays where he want to interview people and he's smiling. You know what I'm saying? Get the
Oh
fuck out
my
of here, bro. I
God,
don't want to see
that's
you
fucking
smiling on
funny.
no Friday interviewing niggas when we need to be interviewing you about your talent. You
That's
know what I'm
funny as
saying?
shit.
Saying you've been, but that's been the case. But like I'm saying, these are the type of dudes that get kept around on the Bill O'Brien roster. Other dudes like Deku have outplayed them all season whenever they've gotten a chance to play, and these dudes don't get no serious reps when other dudes out here, these veterans that they bring in, are fucking up, and that's what I don't like about this man.
Okay, so man, but on that we talking about defense. Is that on Vrabel or is that on
Yeah.
Bob being a head coach? Need
Oh,
to tell
Vrabel.
Vrabel
Well,
and say,
this
hey,
year is
Vrabel, you need to
definitely
go.
on Vrabel.
Okay, so
But you can't say that mindset does not rub off on the assistant coaches because we love our good guys.
yeah, I mean that. Yeah, that could be the case. We already know the good guy theory and how we feel about that because that shit. Minka Fitzpatrick trash. You the first one I seen said. I've been seeing everybody talk about that Minka Fitzpatrick kid is supposed to be the shit.
What does he play? What is Minka? What the fuck is a Minka Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, that's what
What the fuck
I
is
heard.
that?
He was a safety or a corner, something like that. I've heard a couple people talking about. I think he's a safety, but we'll see what's up. But like I say, man, let's what's going on with them Rockets real quick. I want to jump on them for just a second. I know they working over the Magic. They better still be working over the Magic. Oh shit, yeah, 71-48. That's all good.
Oh
But
Jesus!
we got the back to back, and that's the thing I really want to talk about because I figured the Magic should be a wash. But we got tomorrow coming up with them damn Warriors, and earlier in the season, yes, this was a game we were looking forward to. Of course, we won that first meeting, but without James Harden, and then you got the national media narrative, and that's what I really want to talk about. I'm going to talk about the Warriors for a second, but the national media narrative that now that James Harden is hurt for the first time fucking ever. Now motherfuckers talking about he's injury prone and this is why he won't win the MVP. Like motherfuckers been looking for an excuse all
Right.
year long. They found one last year on some bullshit. Giving a
Hmm.
fucking what was he, a 6 seed, the fucking MVP on some dumb shit, and then now this year they're gonna use an injury that he might be out for 2 weeks. When this dude has been probably the second most durable superstar to LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? LeBron about the only other
Absolutely.
motherfucker who been healthier than James Harden. You know, Steph fall, break his ankle, do some other shit. You don't hear, oh, he's not durable. This motherfucker hurt all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
James go down one time in his motherfucking career, and people are trying to, oh, well, that's it. That's it for him. Y'all motherfuckers were looking for, y'all was trying to give it to Kyrie early on. Motherfuckers was looking for a
Right.
reason. And I'm not going to knock. LeBron is always in the conversation, so I'm not going to ever say that, LeBron shouldn't be in the LeBron is always in the conversation. That's why I was telling motherfuckers earlier, hey, appreciate greatness while you have it. Because once LeBron leaves, there will be a dip in
Right.
talent on the NBA level. I know people like say we talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greek Freak or whatever. He's talented, but he's not LeBron. So y'all got to appreciate greatness while it's still here. You know what I'm saying? Because once LeBron is gone, lost Kobe. Jordan been gone. I don't see anybody else in the league that does what he does. I mean, LeBron is the playoff. He is the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. It ain't nobody's that dominant. Motherfuckers want to give shit to Durant, but fuck that snake. He ain't shit. But getting back to Harden, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kills me, man. Like I said, I swear that I feel like the national media has this narrative that but I has this narrative that it will be the face of the NBA when they
Oh
ban
shit!
Kevin
I
Durant. Hell,
needed that
nah,
line,
Kevin Durant.
bro.
People hate Kevin Durant, man. But like I say, but the thing is that I don't understand what it is when Houston's doing something, when Houston is succeeding, that we don't get that love. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's this year, of course, it was no conversation until Watson started balling out of control. Even when he first started playing, when he had that Cincinnati game, it was still motherfuckers were still kind of sketchy. We started seeing it. We saw it in the preseason. We just like, okay. It may be a little something. He got to tighten up on, on those deep balls. Okay, he gonna be all right. He might be a little something, but then you still had those motherfuckers who talking about old Trubisky and this motherfucker played barely a season or barely started one season in college, and then they trying to rank him. You talking about a national championship winning motherfucking quarterback who went back to back. It's just like people look for narratives to hate on Houston. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. I don't know why. I don't understand it, but it's all good. That's why you got channels like Third Coast Sports TV. You got the Sauce. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of other good Texans tubers. So make sure y'all check that description box below and make sure y'all subscribe and follow. And I think
I
I got
see
to
the
update your
art
link.
of, not to cut you off. I see the art of dialogue made I, I mean, he said something that was almost egregious. You know what I'm saying? I know he's saying he was talking about Will Fuller is just as good as Hopkins. That's come on, bro. That's
Oh,
not
what?
true. But he definitely has a lot of fucking talent
Yeah.
that needs to be exploited a lot more once and him and I think him and I'm not going front. I won't be surprised if he has a little bit of connection next year, a little better than DeAndre Hopkins,
Oh, yeah.
because what he immediately linked up with him. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Oscar?
Mm-hmm.
And I seen a couple other guys. I seen King Poker. He said something I was saying about Minka Fitzpatrick. I just didn't know his name. I wasn't
Yeah.
calling him trash,
Yeah.
but it's just that no Fuller ain't as far from trash,
Yeah.
but Fuller. I can clearly see Fuller needs somebody like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. I mean, because we saw what happened early on in the year. Shit. When he
Yeah,
went
it's
first,
not.
seven,
That
eight,
ain't no
nine
fluke.
passes, touchdown. Shit had as many
Yeah,
passes
that
as
ain't no fluke.
touchdown. Yeah. So,
It's no fluke that Tom Savage and everybody else couldn't get to. Because I mean, y'all people got to understand. DeAndre Hopkins is just like Andre Johnson, and
yeah.
like Larry Fitzgerald is the only other wide receiver in this game who can play with a bunch of trash
What's up, L
quarterbacks
Sticky?
who's even in the conversation of having some of the best hands, some of the best route running, and no matter who the quarterback is, he gonna ball out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
very few wide receivers in this game who can really do that. You take AB away from Ben Roethlisberger,
Yes.
he
Yeah,
ain't shit. Because
exactly.
I see him play with Landry Jones
Yeah.
and Michael Vick, and
Yeah.
he wasn't shit,
Exactly.
especially on my fantasy team that 4 weeks when Big Ben was
So you was
gone.
really
So
paying
yeah, fuck
attention.
you, AB, for that. But um, I mean, Fuller just has a dynamic, bro.
Yeah.
He can route run.
Yeah.
His hands are more solid. I trust him more now than I probably ever would have from what I saw from him. This past season,
Yeah.
Braxton needs to get more targets because he was open all fucking
Yeah.
season and they just
He was.
weren't throwing him the ball and he was catching the ball and making shit happen. But it's the trust factor.
Yeah.
You just gotta understand, bro. DeAndre Hopkins is just respected and trusted across the fucking league.
Oh
And if
yeah.
he play in the Pro Bowl game, you're gonna see what he gonna do with
A
great
quarterback.
quarterback
Yeah. He
play.
gonna clown somebody. Somebody gonna get clowned. Somebody ain't gonna want to line. Whoever got a line up in front of them, they ain't gonna want that action. Because he done
Oh,
everybody.
I see him being like, "You remember me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
remember me."
he
And
done
let
done
let
everybody.
Ramsey not play. He got to be in the Robo. You remember me? He gonna see the back of his jersey one more time.
That motherfucking shit there. That's why I say, I can't wait. I can't wait to the future. Like I said, we've seen that schedule, and looking at what the Jags. I don't know. We gonna talk about it, even though I'm tired of talking about the motherfuckers because They just slid into the playoffs for the first time, and
Yeah.
shit, who knows when? You know
In
what I'm
10
saying?
years.
Yeah,
10
for
years.
forever.
Matter of
That could,
fact, it's been 10 years for the Titans, and it's been like no, it's been like 10 years for like both of them.
no
Like
shit.
10 plus years. Like I think it's a little longer for the Jaguars, but I know it's 10 years for the Titans,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, and that shit there. So if they thinking they really go hold that shit down, like I say, barely slide. You got to look at this season, and in my opinion, like I said, if you really look at it, like I say, all the injuries and everything they went, it's one of the worst seasons all across the board with everything that happened with the politics, with the injuries, with all the bullshit that happened with the NFL. And then you see some of the worst teams that, like I say, we're talking about the Titans, we talking about the Jags, we talking about the Bills. You know what I'm saying? Teams that it's been a significant amount of times they made the playoffs and slid back into the playoffs. So that tells me that, this year might have been an anomaly for some teams. And I'm not saying that the Jags won't be good. They got a solid defense, and you can bank on that. That's the real deal. And I've said many times that I'm hoping that they fallen in love with that Blake Bortles situation because for some reason they think that he is
Man, I hope
he.
they keep him.
Yeah, I hope they do. And like I say, it's gonna be lovely for the rest of us. But
Yep.
so going into next year, do you feel like who do you feel is going to be in contention for the AFC South? Do you feel like we'll
The
be able to step
Jags
it up in
still
there?
gonna be in it. The Jags still gonna be under just from their running game. I'm gonna give them their card. They're a good football team.
Yeah.
I say you put Watson on that team instead of fucking Leonard Fournette, they go to the championship.
All right.
I'd say that right now. I said that to one of my partners earlier.
Yeah.
If at the very least they go into the AFC championship
Yeah.
with Deshaun Watson if he was on this current Jaguars team right now with that talent.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. I can say that if I put him on quite a few teams. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Just we're judging by what we did with him. So I can only imagine when somebody with a little better situation, at least line wise and running wise, than we had. You know what I'm saying? Because he completely, gave so much more to our game. He added like an extra 30, 40 yards to the rushing
Yeah.
attack. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We ain't never seen so many balls thrown downfield ever in no singular
Ever.
season like that. Like, come on, man. That shit was
Ever.
exciting to watch. Like, I mean, every week we was just watching this boy launch the ball 30, 40 plus yards, you know what I'm saying? And,
And then just
you
look.
know, I see Adrian Donna asked me a question. He said, who I should pick up in free agency, secondary wise. I mean, it's a lot of options, man. Eric Reed, definitely, if we talking safety, I don't think Kenny Vaccaro is getting out of the Saints. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say he gonna be a restricted free agent and he gonna get resigned. So take him completely out. I know Ray and a few other people that think that Kenny Vaccaro, and no. I honestly think we're gonna be able to make a major play in Eric Reed, and he'll be able to do a lot of things with Andre Howe, and he'll be able to play strong safety and let Andre Howe roam like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's a major reason why Andre Howe's impact probably dissipated in some facets along with the pass rush because he had to take on too much responsibility. I saw that all season, and the shit is crazy. AK Slade, he asking me, who would we take if we had the number 4? I don't really follow college like that, bro. So I'm gonna be looking to y'all for some major input. I'm gonna do a major draft analysis when I go what I do, I wait for everybody to come out because you don't know who's coming out, and I watch the tape once before the draft and shit happens. Then I give who I think we should go get, but I don't really even pay attention to college like that because it's too much fuckery. The team that I support ain't even good right now, which is Texas. I'm a Longhorns fan, so it's just like ain't no point in even really watching this shit. And the Big 12 is trash, so that's why I don't even worry about following college sports.
Yeah.
But
I feel the
how do
same
you
way.
feel about it?
I'm the same way. I don't like I say. It's been harder for me to get into the college game as much as of late, and so I'm honestly have not stayed in tune with what's going down. If I do catch a college game, it's going to be a U of H game. And then, like I said, I'd rather know who's coming out. Because, like I say, you can do a lot of guessing, a lot of speculating. Look, you got motherfuckers talk about they don't want to come out because they don't want to go to the Browns and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, who knows? You got motherfuckers really sitting there willing to pass up millions of dollars to consider staying in college another year, possibly risking injury and all that other shit just to not go to the Browns, that type of shit. But
I'm gonna say this though. I don't trust no. If we gonna draft, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this out there and I'm gonna say this right now. I don't trust no corner from Alabama and no year that they've ever had anybody. I don't trust no corner ever coming out. If you even mention Alabama and cornerback, bro, just get out of here.
But the experts say they the most
Alabama,
NFL ready. That's what the expert gonna tell you.
No. No, no, no. They the most NFL ready to get their ass lit up. Yeah. If we gonna talk about a position group that Alabama
Oh
excels
man.
at putting out every single time when they do have them, it's safeties.
Yeah.
They got the best safeties. Clinton Dix was A1.
Hmm.
Um, I just seen the real family say something to me. You're gonna have to repost that question. And Landon Collins is a motherfucking beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they always get good linebackers and D linemen.
Yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
linebackers and
Oh
they
yeah.
D linemen be ready.
Yeah.
But I don't trust their corners for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And what's up to you, man, Miles and
Man, what's happening?
Parrish
Yeah, what's
and
happening?
G2X?
Man, Parrish, that dude, Parrish, I don't trust Parrish, man. I don't trust Parrish. You got to watch that dude right there. Nah, that's Parrish. That's my dude. But man,
Somebody asked us how we felt about Fairbairn. You give your take first.
man, he done had enough fair time. I think he need to go. Honestly, like I said, I said it early in the year that it was questionable because even in his collegiate career when I was doing that Texas I was doing the whole little series of Know Your Texans, and even though he won the Lou Groza, man, he had some suspect situations where I mean he's supposed to be easy kicks, and then like even deep he wasn't really that great in college, so that's why I was questionable about him early on. And he started off the season all right, but then it just seemed like towards the end I don't know what happened. But then again, like I said, Novak fucking broke his back damn near in the middle of the season. So if we'd have kept him, we might have still had
Yeah.
to deal with that shit. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't gonna say he's Randy Bullock, but I feel like I'm 50-50 on him because he did make some good kicks. He's a rookie. You might want to give him another shot, but then at the same time, I'm like, it was some of those. It was just some easy makes, some fucking chip shots that he should have made that he just
Oh
whiffed
yeah,
on, man.
that's unforgivable, bro.
Yeah.
The chip shot misses.
Hmm.
And with no win,
Yeah.
you can't justify that. And bro, in NRG, how do you miss kicks in NRG? I just
Man.
don't understand it. We don't have no fucking win. No, we don't, bro. We haven't opened the damn stadium, bro. The last time I remember us opening the stadium was when Case Keenum had played that night when fucking Kubiak had his heart attack. That's the
Yeah.
last time I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's been another time since that time that we didn't open the damn stadium, what's the point of us having a retractable stadium if we ain't gonna open the motherfucker?
Man,
I don't get it,
you
but
know,
whatever.
H-Town trendsetters, man. We just had to start the trend, man, just to let them know we could do it. Just drop the top on the stadium, you know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah,
start
well,
copying our stuff.
that's so H time. That's so H time. I mean, come on, bro.
You
Come
know,
on. We are the reason retractable stadiums even exist.
shit,
Only a H time nigga could even think of that.
yeah, that's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
So that's what happened. Motherfucker riding down the motherfucker face, see a nigga in the slab, the motherfucker drop the top. Oh shit, nigga, we need to drop the top on the motherfucking stadium.
Yeah.
How we get
I
that?
see people saying Minka's a safety. Okay, if he a safety, if he gonna mostly play safety, then okay, I say draft him
Yeah,
just on the strength of fucking the pedigree that great safeties come out of Alabama.
yeah,
Safeties, edge rushers, pass rushers, and middle linebackers that come from fucking Alabama sign me up if they there to be got. See, because I can name them down the board and they all playing at a high level. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So, certain schools just got certain positions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can say LSU can put out
Who?
good receivers and good corners because
Yeah.
they clearly in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? So, FSU, they putting out corners, they
Yeah.
putting out wide receivers.
Man, my thing
Hell, they putting out quarterbacks now.
about
You know what I'm
Fitzpatrick
saying?
though is like I
So
say, a lot of people talk about this Fitzpatrick kid, but that's my thing is that he's a top rated guy. Until we get into a position where we can actually be talking about guys like this, that's why I say we got to start looking at some lower level talent. You know what I'm saying? Minka Fitzpatrick
yeah,
is most likely going to be out of our reach, even if we did slide
exactly.
back into the first round somehow or something. Unless we getting our pick back, we might as
I'm not
well.
saying don't scout them.
Yeah,
Still do your job. Still scout.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, somebody can over scout. You know how these
yeah,
dudes do.
yeah,
Dudes get paid to scout and they be wrong
yeah,
87% of the time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes, how I can really judge somebody, you can't even really judge somebody off of first and second rounders. You have to judge them from the third on back.
yeah,
When you see how these dudes judge third round, fourth round picks, and when they calling and when they at the drafts and when these dudes is getting announced to be drafted to go to specific teams, and when they talk about their skill sets and how they need to be used, and that comes to fruition, then that's good draft analysis.
yeah.
Most of the time, that shit don't happen. They over exaggerate. Like, man, what
All
the
right,
fuck is
Oscar.
his name? Merrill Hodge. I'll never get over how he felt,
Man.
how he was talking about Clowney and how him and Stephen A. Smith, like these dudes, like even when you look at Visionary, one of his highlights, and he
Yeah.
was talking about Jadeveon Clowney, and it's just like, these dudes, like, who the fuck is Stephen A. Smith to sit here and even talk about football, bro? Just stick to when he talks about football and boxing. I just
Yeah.
want to change the
Yeah, he
channel
be
and
out of
grow
there.
up because he sucks
Yeah.
and he defers to too many problems. But you've been talking about sports for almost 30 years and you still don't know shit about football or draft analysis, bro. You need to just go ahead and do yourself and
Yeah.
abort yourself.
Man, we
You
talk
know what I'm
about
saying?
draft guys, draft analysis, man. You know I don't care for it that everybody gives a whole lot of fucking credit. Mel Kiper. This motherfucking Mel Kiper make
He
50
sucks
fucking
too.
he make 50 fucking drafts a fucking year and then go back, yeah, you know, on that draft I did say that he was gonna go. I predicted and
Yeah,
like
right,
shit, nigga,
right,
if he'd
right,
have made
right, right.
100 drafts,
It's
of course one
always
of them gonna be
after the
right.
fact.
Like shit, I can't that motherfucker kills me. He's the one that killed me. People just give him so much credit. That motherfucker be wrong so fucking much.
Oh
And
man.
they act like he a real expert, but like I say, that's the people with them, you
Mike
know.
Mayock is decent,
Yeah,
along with a couple Bucky Hodges and a couple other people. They're decent.
yeah,
They fuck up on shit too, but at the end of the day, man, a lot of these dudes don't know what the fuck. The
yeah,
teams, whoever the talented scouts are for the teams that pick these dudes, when we're talking in terms of value, position, where he needs to play and how he needs to play
yeah,
and when he needs to play it is the most critical, facets for football development. So how in the hell can if you don't know how to draft, how can you build a team? If you can't thoroughly evaluate talent, your team is in shambles. That's why the Browns are in their position, and that's why the Bears, along with the Jaguars, before this year, have been in the positions that they were in because they don't know how to evaluate talent or use the talent that they do have.
yeah. So, like I said, I saw somebody mention something about Cleveland earlier. You think Cleveland gonna fuck around and end up pulling the Jags? They just need that one piece because they just stacked up a lot of talent over there. They got a few
Man, look,
picks.
if I was me personally, if
Mhm.
I was the Browns, I'm not trading no pick away because at the end of the day, what purpose has it served you? You got more than enough money to pay all of these dudes. If anything, I'd trade away some of I'd probably trade a second and a third and maybe a next year's first just so I can give me another first round pick. Because at the end of the day, they need guys that they need to hit on. They need transcendent players, and those are the only type of players that they need to pick if those players fall to them, and that's who they have on their draft board. There's no reason for you not to have an elite defense. There's no reason why they shouldn't find somebody on the other side of Miles Garrett, and they shouldn't find somebody in the secondary, or they can't find some transcendent receiver or you know what? But I don't know how the fuck the Browns may be trash, but they know how to scout O lineman talent. So whoever the
Yeah,
fuck they O lineman is, or whoever they O line coach is, or whoever's involved in that process, bring them to the H,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we can be rid of that
yeah.
problem
Y'all want to
because
y'all want
Mike
to look at the
Devlin is
OC.
not getting it done, and I guarantee you he's still on the roster.
Yeah, because they trying to look at Ryan. Ain't the Browns just want to look at Ryan? They're trying to look at the quarterback coach, the OC, for OC job because they were looking at him because of what he did with Watson. They want to try to bring him over there, and I guess they try to hope he can do something with Kaiser. But you talk about two different breeds right there. So I hope they
Oh
not.
yeah.
I hope they not expecting the same. All right, we're gonna do a quick raffle, man. I ain't quite forgot about y'all. Let me hit y'all real quick with a quick 5 minute raffle. The answer to this one is gonna be the player, the hometown hero, the newest hometown hero on the Rockets. Currently playing on a current roster. So this one should be easy for y'all. I done gave y'all enough clue. So like y'all should be Gucci on this one. So y'all good to go, baby. All right, I see King Folk. I already didn't hit that bitch. So that's a BET. And the thing ain't even barely got up. He already on it. But that's a BET, man. So like I said, as we start winding down here, we about to hit the hour mark and everything, man. You know, is there anything that we haven't had a chance to jump on, Rook, that you wanted to touch on?
It was. Damn, it really was. Oh yeah, the Triple G and
Yeah, yeah.
Charlo potential fight.
Okay.
Yeah. Jamal Charlo.
Yeah.
The older
Yeah.
Charlo, the one that fights at 160.
Yeah.
Yeah, they potentially gonna end up fighting. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, what I'm hoping happen because the only option, because it's not like Canelo finna do an immediate rematch or some shit like that
Mm-hmm.
because he in some talks right now with some fighters and he gonna end up having to move up because he can't stay at 154 no more.
Yeah.
So he definitely, if from what I'm hearing, the WC might order this fight, and if they do for Charlo to fight Triple G, if you from H Town, man, y'all gotta tune in to that fight.
Man, if
And
that shit happen, we gonna make sure we talk about that plenty, man.
oh yeah,
So let me call it right now. Who you think? The fight happened. Who
oh
you?
Charlo, hands down, bro.
No questions
Charlo,
asked.
bro,
Lines only.
and Derek James just won the fucking and he just won Trainer of the Year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and he rocking with he rocking with Errol Spence and he got the Charlos, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like this is all we need,
Yeah.
man. We need some H-Town love. We need to take these Texas boys, man. You got two dudes straight out of Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking these boys up at every level of the game. They getting better. They getting wiser. They IQs rising. They got power. They got speed. They got defense. They got everything you need to make a complete fight out here. You know what I'm saying? And the shit is looking real good. And at the end of the day, Triple G skill set wise is tailor made to get his ass whooped.
Yeah.
That's a mismatch
Yeah.
and made for heaven right there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because his defense ain't all that. He take a lot of hits and he don't have no he you know Triple G is straight up and down, bro. He can cut the ring off. He good at that. He got some good punching power. He can finish, but he's not that. He's not really that good. And at the end of the day, he hasn't been tested with no major power puncher to even prove that he has a chin like that now. But shit, and except for Danny Jacobs, and
Exactly.
and Danny Jacobs came on a little bit too late. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But he don't even want no smoke with Danny Jacobs right now.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying. I
So,
feel like Danny
and
Jacobs
he
gave him the
fought
business.
Canelo and couldn't even back him up. He couldn't even put Canelo away, and he fought at a high, and he talked all that shit like he could just do all these things to Canelo, and at the end of the day, Canelo was tagging his ass left and right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So
how
it's
you feel about it?
man, that's definitely gonna be exciting. Want to see? Like I say, man, look, first that's gonna be one for the city because Charlo, both of them have been getting slept on for a
Oh
long
yeah, for
time. You
years.
know what I'm saying? And like I say, my thing, like you said, with the Danny Jacobs issue is if Danny Jacobs gave him that work, and like I say, even though after he dropped him, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
after that, I think that woke him up. If you take
right.
that drop away, that's Danny Jacobs' fight. You know what I'm saying? And the shit,
Oh,
anybody say
absolutely.
different, they bullshitting you. They just hanging on to a name if they tell you anything different. But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely like to see that action. I definitely would have. I'll go Charlo all the way. I don't even think it's gonna be. I see Parrish there talking trash, talking about Triple G too fast and all that. Even like I
Man,
said,
come on, bro. Stop, bro.
if Danny got with him, Charlie definitely gonna give him that work. So I don't have no second guesses about that. Uh,
Floyd would beat the brakes off of Julio Cesar Chavez if they was young. He'll beat the brakes off of him. He's way too faster. And Floyd, pretty boy, we talking about pretty boy Floyd,
yeah,
bro. Any Floyd that goes against Julio Cesar Chavez, he dominates him,
yeah,
dominates him. He'd make him look
yeah,
like how he'd make him look like how he fought Juan Manuel Marquez. Like he would look like that if he fought him. And we talking about Pretty Boy Floyd. His reflexes were
yeah,
even faster
yeah,
than Money Mayweather's. You know what I'm saying? We talking about his combinations, his defense, his offensive pedigree back then, and the fact that he was knocking boys out left and right is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I seen that.
yeah,
McGregor. You hearing rumblings, but ain't nothing
yeah.
concrete. At the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao super money hungry. He got tax problems. He be lying. He be using up all his money. He be gambling and shit, cheating on his wife, lying, talking about God healed his shoulder with salt water from the ocean. Like this nigga, he
Wow,
be
what the
all
fuck?
over the place, bro. You can't believe nothing that come out of Manny Pacquiao mouth or his camp.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
crazy.
So it is what it is in terms of that situation. But
Look, y'all boys
if
gotta
that
stop
fight
hating
was to
that
happen,
boxing, man.
Conor McGregor gonna get his ass whooped for the ages.
Yeah. Yeah, oh man, yeah, man, is still a fool with it. You know what I'm saying? Instead, we still talking about King Foker with the victory. Okay, that's a bet. But I'm saying you talking about what people got to understand is that it's the little nuances. You know what I'm saying? And those are the nuances of boxing that Conor McGregor is not going to pick up. In a year or two of fighting. You know what I mean? Shit,
Right.
even when he was boxing, he was still a low level boxer. And
Yeah.
that's why Floyd warmed down in the long run. He didn't realize how tired he was going to get fucking with Floyd, and that Floyd know how to break you down. He going to wear your ass out.
Exactly.
He gonna pick your ass apart when he get good and ready. And he could have really,
He punched him. He punched him when he wanted to punch
yeah,
him. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? When you think we should trade Watson and Clowney for a second, man,
yeah,
come on, bro,
yeah.
just stop, bro.
Y'all in there
I mean,
trolling.
I know it's all funny games in the streams. I know you just want to get a reaction out of me. So just look at this face.
Not the face, man. But that's the BET, man. So that's the BET, man. Like I said, we gonna slide up out here. I see some folks asking about a Kush Den. What time is it? It's 8. We can probably slide in the Kush Den about 9:30, something like that. We'll see what's shaking with that. But y'all know I got before we slide up out, I got to do a little bit of shameless self promotion. So that means slide to that staysaucy.com and go get some of that fresh flavor for the 2018. You know what I'm saying? Hook your team up, hook your grandma up. You know, you got an uncle. You know what I'm saying? That nigga still rocking FUBU jerseys, man. Get that nigga fresh for 2018. Tell him put that shit away, put that shit in the closet, throw that shit away, put that saucy on. You know what I'm saying? Have him saucified. You know what I'm saying? We got the long sleeve, the short sleeve, we got the hoodies, you know, all that good shit. So make sure you go to Stay Saucy and check all that out. You know what I'm saying? That fresh
And
saucy
why
merch.
I see Woozy Moo. I don't know why you were so mad about that fight because MMA fans was the ones who was talking shit.
Yeah.
Why is it that MMA dudes are always talking about boxers? Boxers are never concerned about MMA dudes. Like, yeah, I never understood that because the casual fans and all the, and we just gonna say the extreme racist and the dudes that just don't like Floyd Mayweather claimed all this shit. Just 2 years ago, y'all was saying that fucking Ronda Rousey would beat Floyd ass, and look what happened to her when she went against Holly Holm. Let
Yeah.
alone if she had to face Chris Cyborg, who
Oh
would have
man.
beat that.
Yeah, I just
Come
saw
on,
what's them
man.
saying Cyborg about to fight again, and she just fought just a couple days. She about to fight again. She a
Man,
Cyborg for real. Shit.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Holly Holm got her ass beat up from Chris Cyborg. I mean, people said like it was a close fight. I didn't even get to go watch it yet. Actually, I might go watch that shit as soon as this shit is over with. But
yeah.
you know, MMA, you know, it's MMA and
Mm,
boxing is boxing. I
yeah.
prefer boxing. I prefer the chess match. I prefer you know lateral foot movement, all the things. You know what I'm saying? Technique.
Yeah.
Just a lot of just a lot of other shit. You know what I'm saying? That I can't really enjoy in MMA.
Yeah.
I just picture MMA looking like something else. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's just not what I would personally want to watch. I feel like anything I can see on MMA, I can just get on a fight compilation on World Star
Yeah.
on Fridays if I want to go that route.
Yeah, like I say, my thing with MMA is just I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a thing and I know it's a technique, I know it's a fight. I'm just not with the ground shit. I really don't care too much for the
Me
ground
either. I
game,
don't care
you
about
know.
grappling and
But
holding the nigga.
I
Go
can't
watch
lie to
wrestling.
I can't lie though. I said that one Demetrius Johnson pulled off when he pulled off that suplex though. That shit was some dope ass shit. That was the throw that shit I'd never seen a motherfucker pull off. But but a lot of that shit, like I said, it just kind of slows it down to me. That's why I say I preferred like back in the gap. I don't know if they still do it. They used to have that K1 kickboxing shit,
Oh
and
yeah,
that
yeah,
shit used to
yeah,
be dope. Motherfuckers used to kick ass on that hoe. But
yeah.
what? That's a matter of fact. I didn't notice Duck wasn't here. So shit, we gotta see what's up, Hope
Yeah,
y'all.
Dust Out. I ain't seen Dust Out all damn night. You know what I'm saying? Then that you done brought that shit up to my attention. I
Yeah,
saw Ferocious like for a little bit, and
yeah,
then he was gone. But everybody else, for the most part, they been in this. And hey, Woozy Moo. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't convert me. I mean, I'm a diehard boxing fan. I'm always
yeah,
continuously shit on MMA because it's just not my thing, and it'll never equate to boxing in
yeah,
terms of stars, legacy, especially money.
yeah.
We'll never even come on, bro. You can't. We can't even. I can't even talk stamina. You can't even. You can't even. You don't even have the same stamina. You don't even have the same work ethic. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I
They
mean,
try to convert you. Yeah, they try to.
no, you can never make me a UFC fan, Jack, because I think that shit is trash. Dudes ain't got no defense. I value defense because defense equal you maintaining a life. And at the end of the day, niggas in the boxing ring, they actually die. Nobody in the MMA has ever died. I've already done my research. You know what I'm saying? So, the fact that niggas don't die in MMA, it's not a level of dudes break that shit up in MMA super quick. When they get knocked out and they get this lucky ass knee kicks and the fact you so trash to not even guard against a spinning backhand, bro. I don't want to see nothing, bro. That's not even, bro. That's some lucky last yeah, that shit just trash to me, bro. Like you would never win like that, and you
Man,
win like that. You get some lucky shit like that in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's something I would imagine a kid being able to win. That's how a kid would beat up his bully. He'll accidentally backhand the fuck out of him, and then he starts stomping him, and somebody comes saves the day. Like, get out of here.
oh man, yeah, wow. Well, that's a wrap, man. Like I said, I want to shout out to. Still laughing. I want to shout out to Wink, man, for following through on a Wink Wednesday. I want to shout out to everybody, in the South, everybody coming through, following through, showing love, man. Wink, anybody you want to shout out to before we get up out of here?
Man, shout out to the regulars. I see Chet Collins, Woozy Moo, I see Parrish, I see King Focus. Shout out to Unique.
Already.
Shout out to Mr. Killer KB. Everybody, man, y'all make sure y'all go to my channel, man, and go to my second channel, Welcome to Third Coast 2. And I made a video on my other channel, you know what I'm saying? And I commented in the description, but I commented in the comment section, and y'all could just click that channel and follow it because I'm gonna try to get this damn live stream icon up. I didn't verify my page. I don't know how many times, and the damn icon will not pop up when it says record and go live for some reason. So if anybody knows any input or how I can get that doing on the app on my phone, then y'all can go ahead and please help me out because I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the how the phone. I'm trying to learn it myself. I'd actually just started paying more attention to it because I want to start fucking with it with the live on the phone. So I'll look into it, see if I come across anything. But yeah, if y'all know something, man, make sure y'all spread some love so we can get Wink back in the mix, man. Um, but until
Yeah,
then,
because making regular videos, man, I'm not feeling that good. I like the live streams,
yeah, I
bro.
feel you. It's a different feel too. But make sure y'all go check out all his social medias, man, right here, right under the name, Third Coast 5100, Wink 5100. If y'all want that Xbox action, he definitely be on that Madden. So he said, if y'all want it, come get the business. And you know what I'm saying?
I've been shouting dudes out forever, even in the past streams. I've been talking about Madden. I've been seeing other dudes talking about live stream. Hey Honcho, live stream Madden shit. We can live stream your ass whooping over here. I got a Twitch. I got Twitch. And all y'all can get my Twitch name and y'all can all come in and come enjoy these ass whoopings I got to dish out. And I got time tonight if anybody want
Today I got time.
it.
You ever see that shit? That shit was funny as fuck. That fucking video with old buddy talking about today I got time, cuz that little white dude. That shit was funny as fuck. Fucking B King goofy ass. That nigga made a beat out there. You know that nigga don't give a fuck. B King will make a beat out of any shit, and that shit I be jamming
Yeah.
in a bit. You talking about ass Shaq Parrish? Yeah, yeah. Shaq told me, man. Look. Shaq told me. I talked to Shaq the other day talking about that Parrish. He said you was garbage, man. He said you got lucky on it, man. He say
My Twitch
he said if
my
he's on.
Twitch oh excuse me. My Twitch name the same as my gamer tag. Wing 5100.
Yeah, Paris. He told me he say you got lucky, man. He say you wasn't really he say you cheated on him, man. He said if it was on the Xbox, it'd have been a different story. He ain't a PlayStation 4 dude. So,
Yeah.
but we'll see what's
Man,
what.
bro, I don't hate dudes, bro. If you can play, you can play.
Yeah.
No matter the system, don't matter. I mean, at first I understand. No, I got Xbox, bro. Y'all clearly see the icon up there, and they asking me if I got PS4, bro. I do not. I mean, I like PS4. Don't get me wrong, but I'm an Xbox, bro. I'm Xbox. So anybody Xbox. Let me just make that known again. Xbox One.
Yeah.
Anybody got an Xbox One right now? If you want to get your ass whooped on Madden, or you want to make a connected franchise and watch me stream you be beating your ass in the Super Bowl over and over again, go ahead and add me at Wink 5100 on Xbox right now. I'm already online, so I'm gonna see your notifications and everything come through. If you're trying to get this ass whooping and inbox me and let me know who you are from the stream, so we can go ahead and the next time I come on the stream, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put your record up and show
Nah,
how
we gonna talk
trash
shit.
you is.
Ain't that a bitch? Yeah, I say like I said, I see you guys about the cushion. It'll be a cushion at 9, man. So y'all stay tuned. I have something booted up for the cushion at 9, and we'll make that shake. But like I say again, man, I appreciate Wink follow through on Wink Wednesday. Another good stream. I appreciate everybody coming through and showing love and everything like that, man. Like I say, so definitely stay tuned. We got more good shit coming for y'all. We gonna have this round table coming up soon, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Yeah, Paris, we gonna get you in the mix. I know you want in on that, so we're gonna make sure to get you in on that. We got to make sure we holler at a couple other folks, and like I said, we're gonna get that's gonna be a
Yeah.
real live event, real good deal. So make sure y'all stay in tune for that. And like I say, with that being said, man, it is what it is. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Make sure y'all fade that stay saucy, but make sure most of all, y'all just stay saucy. And on that, I'm chugging up the deuce. I'm out.